so far I love the show. Not as much as Horimiya, but it's close. Episode 2 of To Your Eternity. The plot. This episode essentially ended off from the last episode, obviously, where the orb, now taking the form of the boy from before, felt bad for the poor boy, how he went, that must have been awful. Apparently didn't take in any of the information when he was around the boy about, how the boy would cook and everything. He didn't retain that information. Because apparently when he finally makes it to the mountain, I don't know if he's died before that, but he died because he didn't feed himself and he ended up soiling himself in the process. And because of this, though, he cannot die, so he just regenerated. And apparently has done this 6 times. And he ends up encountering a giant bear with what look like spines sticking out of it. That was already injured, it looked like. Or, I don't know if that was an injury or face paint. I don't know. Let me know. And it kills him. And I'm guessing tosses him to the side. And we end up going to a village in a country. I don't remember what the country's name is, but the little girl's name is March, and she's just looks like a little 4 or 5-year-old girl, something like that. I'm assuming maybe younger, because she was told that once she stops wetting the bed and grows up, she'll be an adult. So, stop wetting the bed. So that means she has to be, 3, 4? I would assume 4, maybe 5. And she wants to be a grown-up so badly. And the girl she considers her sissy, even though she's got a baby sister, makes her new toys and everything, and they go off to do something, but we find out that apparently they have to participate in a sacrifice. I don't know how often they do this. How often did they do that sacrifice thing? Because she obviously didn't, I don't think she knew about it, so it had to have been something that was before her time, last time they did it. And they end up picking her to be the sacrifice. And I was like, oh. And she doesn't like it, especially when she finds out that because of this, she will not get to be a grown-up. Because she will die. And she sadly doesn't get a choice in the matter, because if she doesn't do it, then one of the other girls, and if the other girl doesn't do it, then her little sister will be the one to be sacrificed, and I think this is what got her to listen. And on the way there, she finally ended up trying to run away on the way there to the ritual site because her sissy tried to help her, but I didn't realize this at the time, but I should have, because her sister's not very good with a bow. Her shots are always off target. And she was planning on faking March's death so that way she could still live, because she doesn't want to lose her. And as March is running away, she ends up tripping and falling into a small pond where she encounters the boy. I'm just going to say the boy because he doesn't have a name yet. He doesn't even talk. And I'm guessing that was when he got hurt by the bear thingy, because he is very badly damaged to the point where you think that that's just a corpse. And as 2 of the guards end up finding her, they see this too, and they run away in fear, which I don't blame them, because, that's something you don't see every day. And March ends up taking him along with her, even though obviously he doesn't talk the entire time, and he still has his wolf tendencies, because the way he eats is more like an animal, the way he knocks the food out of her hand every single time until the point where she finally just tosses the food at him. And she tries to get him to talk and say, thank you for the food. However, obviously, he doesn't know how to do that yet. And she essentially takes on like a motherly role to him, even though she's obviously a little girl. Because at this point, he's more like an animal than a human, and when it comes to human standards, he's barely like a little baby at this point. Doesn't know how to take care of himself, doesn't know how to talk, barely knows how to walk at this point, so yeah. And by this point, she ends up getting found by the woman and her guards, and they take her away because they still got to do the ritual. Oh boy, next 2 episodes. Characters. Okay. I'm just gonna say the boy because he doesn't have a name. Oh, she gave him a name. It was, she realized that he was probably immortal, so she named him Fushi. I think that's what she named him, but he doesn't respond to the name yet. And yeah, this guy is just, like I said, the thing is supposed to had gone to Earth to gather stimulation and, I'm guessing, knowledge. And, experiences and everything, because it's an orb. It's going to live forever. So, why didn't it take in the knowledge that it saw the boy doing in the first episode? Building a fire, making food, talking. And I'm assuming it watched him go to the bathroom at some point. At some point. So you would think that it would have retained all the knowledge that it gained over the course of the poor boy's life, that it was with him. Or maybe I'm wrong and it's just only stimulations that it was supposed to gather. I don't know. But yeah, Marge is an adorable little girl. Her sissy, which obviously they're not related, she just thinks of her as her sissy, is awesome and just wants to help her and give her the life that she deserves, because nobody deserves to have their life decided for them, obviously. And this whole thing involving the onigami? That sounds fishy, because apparently it's supposed to be the god of peace, and what's peaceful about sacrificing a little girl to it? That doesn't sound peaceful. That sounds like something that you would do for a god of war. So something doesn't add up here. When it comes to the god of peace, you would think that offering it like a little bit of your bounty, for example, like fruits, flowers, bread, something like that, would work more for the god of peace. If that actually was the case. But yeah, something's not right here. Additional thoughts. Let's see. I don't think I really have any additional thoughts other than that I do like this episode. And I do like the show so far in general because we get to see... I mean, this character's going to live forever until the god who created it says to stop. So, yeah, something... I don't know. We'll just have to keep on going and see. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see y'all